Tonight, we begin Inform in 100, the solar news countdown to the May 13, 2013 midterm elections. First things first, here's an overview of the past elections and what to expect in the next 100 days. The May 13 elections will be only the country's second automated elections. The first was the May 10, 2010 election. If Filipinos had gotten used to manual elections where it would take 3, sometimes 4 weeks before the country knew who had won, then 2010 was a most welcome relief. Results were coming in at an unprecedented speed, a few hours after the polls closed. And in a country where no one loses an election and every loser was cheated, the unheard of happened. Presidential candidates were conceding so fast. So fast that citizens' arms, like the heroic NAMFREL of bloody elections in the distant past, the courageous NAMFREL that did a quick count of the votes, got its wish to be obsolete.
We had hoped we would be obsolete by 2001 or 2004.
Politics is a national pastime and a passion. People have been killed in cold blood because of it. Which is both strange and makes plenty of sense in a country that analysts have said a long time ago considers elections as safety valves, a way by which we let off a little steam every 3 years until it's time to go back to our everyday lives. And so in a little over a week and a half, the carnival, the fiesta, the cockfight begins again. Although the election period began on January 13, the campaign begins in earnest on February 12 for national candidates, the 33 who are running for only 12 Senate seats, and the party list groups in a list that's been trimmed of excess fat. And for the thousands upon thousands just dying to get an elective post as congressman, mayor, governor, and anything besides, campaign begins in late March.
More fun in the Philippines.
Elections, that is. Two main slates are slugging it out for the 12 Senate seats. One was the first to get its act together and has the three kings behind it. But the other has the country's biggest asset as its campaigner-in-chief and voiceover talent.
Ang Team Pinoy, mga tunay na tweet sa daang matuwid.
But these two slates not only have in common 3 candidates, but are seen as allies of a president who is extremely popular. Which then makes one conclude that the United Nationalist Alliance isn't exactly the opposition party, or so it tries its best to project.
As one columnist put it, it's a battle of yellow versus yellower.
But irony runs deep where Pinoy politics is concerned, making it more dizzying and confusing in the Philippines. Only in the Philippines will you find enemies on the same slate, making the word strange bedfellows one of the biggest understatements in Philippine political history. Only in the Philippines will you find new faces with old names, the bimpos, batang inihain ng mga magulang sa politika, as opposed to the trapos. Of course, only in the Philippines, if it's not the children, it's the wife, making franchise a political byword. Only in the Philippines is recycling not just about environmental awareness, and where returnees and veterans have taken on a whole new meaning. Only in the Philippines is the Senate not just a springboard to the presidency, but also a huge safety net when the presidency or the vice presidency wasn't meant for you. Only in the Philippines is having the best of both political worlds widely accepted. Only in the Philippines is a candidate told he's welcome to join the ticket together with the one to whom he believes he lost his Senate seat. Only in the Philippines is there a huge dearth of candidates and the gene pool for senators so small that siblings or parent and child sit in the Senate together. Only in the Philippines is name recall not always about you, but about your more famous relative. And only in the Philippines are elections seen as proxy wars, as 2013 is seen as one between erstwhile rivals for the vice presidency in 2010, Mar Rojas and Jojo Binay, or a preview of a rematch in 2016. Then again, a candidate doesn't get voted into office unless we give him or her our vote. So much so that we've been told election after election to vote wisely, and to our dismay, don't find that name on the ballot. The COMELEC estimates that a projected 51 million Filipinos are expected to cast their votes on May 13. There is no official estimate yet for the number of new voters. Quite a number of them, though, as Pinoys are wont to do, registered, of course, at the very, very last minute. It's still going to be your friendly neighborhood PICOS machine you will encounter in your assigned precinct. When the polls close, the machine will count the votes. Canvassing of the election returns, the results of votes in the precincts, will be done at the municipal or city level. All local candidates will be proclaimed by local boards of canvassers. But the national candidates, senators, and party list will be proclaimed by the National Board of Canvassers, the Commission on Elections, sitting en banc. Some IT experts still insist there's something terribly wrong with the PICOS machines and Smartmatic, but the COMELEC says otherwise. In elections that have moved from antiquated and thoroughly fraud-prone to modern, quick, and fraud-free to a certain extent, from writing down names to shading ovals on a ballot, from taras to PICOS, the Filipino has come a long way. How much longer we have to go before elections are more than more fun in the Philippines, before we cease to accept that which is accepted as only in the Philippines, before we transform our elections from just a national pastime to a true test of a mature democracy, is really all up to each and every single one of us.